All right. Let me bring it up here on my end. I don't know. Like I know, like when it does the 9/16 format, for some reason I get a real boost in the on the playlist, whatever. Like it promotes my page for some reason. I could not give you any reason why, but I don't know if I'll get the same kind of boost when I'm doing it this format. But I guess it really doesn't matter.
Mm.
Yes. Yeah. I got 5.99. Any absent Jarl? What's up? That's Hans, brother.
Girl.
And, oh, I thought it would. I thought for some reason I would bring your name up if I hit at. I was gonna pin your name in the title. What's up, JT? Yeah, Josh, I got you. Hey, I guess we had a technical difficulty, so I just threw a stream up on mine real quick since I was still going. And who knows, maybe I could get some of the people that follow me on. My goal has always been, I know it's just us in the chat right now, so it's pretty much everybody that's normally with me. But like I've been trying to use whatever what little grace YouTube for whatever reason has been giving me and trying to spread it around, but I don't know. I don't know if you guys have seen any kind of bumps in your subscribers from me at all. Prophet, I shout you out every single time I see you. So, like, Mad Max is a pickle puffer. By the way, my signal still doesn't work. Yeah, we got to figure that out, man. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how the fuck I got on Signal. I downloaded it. You sent me a link, and then I got on right away. But I have not been able to successfully share that with anybody. What's up, Ego? Ego Lift is my spirit animal.
Prophet, you got to get on Signal.
Doing interviews. Well, you know who that is, Ego. That's. I'm not gonna tell him. He's gonna figure it out. We're not doing interviews per se. We've just been saying we're gonna live stream together for a minute. You got green eyes too? Yeah,
What up,
it's got
Bobby?
green eyes. You know how rare green eyes are? I might make a new channel startup sometime this year. Um, you posting content yet? Let me crash out. Get a room. Chucky, what's up, brother? We're trying something new tonight. Well, we're waiting for green eyes is 2%. Yeah, I got green eyes too. Hope you can really see in this lighting. And nobody wants my face that close to the camera. Presley, what's up? Gen X Experience, GXE. Don't be banning people, Yarl. Yeah, we don't want to ban anybody. Hey, you know who we got to get under control? The EMK3. He's a young kid. He's like 17. I really like him. I know he's kind of he's an aspiring bodybuilder, and I feel like he's like my son. I look at him like my son, and I don't want I want to I want to strip him of his moderator rights because he just keeps blocking every question. He doesn't understand the joke or if someone makes a gay reference, or it's just like, dude, stop. Like, I know you're looking out for me, but relax with that thing. But I don't have the heart to like strip him of his moderator. I don't think he would handle it very well. So I was kind of hoping you guys would collectively like talk to him and be like, "Hey, dude, chill."
Yeah, we can do that.
Because he's young. He's 17. You know, he a lot. We'll make like a lot of reference like to old like a lot of pop culture references, and he doesn't understand those. He banned one guy for saying, "Oh, I forgot what it was. It was like a word he didn't understand, and it was totally harmless."
Yeah.
You're getting distracted, JT. This is someone we talked about over a year ago. Yeah. I'm making reference to Joe Rogan Experience. Oh yeah. He said he wanted me to beef with Bobby. Oh, that's all you guys. I only hand out timeouts I ban for pedophilic. Yes, and you guys are great. I have no problems with any of you guys. It's my wife even
Yeah,
pointed it out to me.
pedo and doxing, that's where I draw the line.
Yes. Yeah, everything else, free speech is free speech. I spamming. If a guy just keeps repeating comments over and over again. But even then I'll give him a warning. Middle East beast. All right, I feel like I gotta. Well, we're waiting for the chats to warm up. I gotta do something here.
What's going on, Sheiky?
I got the squat shoes on. I got my tights on.
Damn, Jarl's pissed off today, boy. What'd you do to him?
What's up? Who pissed in your chili, brother?
Jarl and Nodak, they've got a bit of a fight going on.
Oh, you're both my boys, though. Like I can't take sides. I gotta let you guys figure that out. Ronan, what's up? Stop the tape. You guys all have beef, and Max will claim he masterminded it. Yeah, that's usually why I just keep rolling. I just let people do their thing, and I just keep on doing mine, and I don't pay no attention to none of it.
It's the Sheldon Cooper lifestyle.
Yeah. Semper. Yeah. What are you smoking, buddy? Me or him? Stone Bay, Camp Lejeune. God, Camp Lejeune. Holy crap, that place was a dump. Uh, how about you, Devil? Well, so I went to boot camp Paris Island, obviously. Well, not obviously, but I did. Camp Lejeune, went to uh, MCT, and then Fort Sill is where I went to school. I got stationed at Camp Pendleton. I was in the 43 area, Los Flores. And then I deployed with the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. Black Mold Palace, yes. And then outside of that base, I've never seen more pawn shops and happy ending massage parlors. 5.5 months Paris Island, Fox Company, platoon 2098. So I was Charlie Company 1198 back in 94. Charlie Company, platoon 1198. Yes. And we were there right on the grinder, the big parade deck over by the chow hall. EKM, are you in the house? We were talking about you. Let's see. Remember Driftwood? Yeah, yeah. Where did you enlist at EKM? Oh yeah, EKM said he was going to boot camp soon. Is he in the chat? I enlisted in the Navy today and leave in August. Nice. Hey brother, I was talking about you, and I'm going to disclose fully what we were talking about. My wife brought it up to me, and we were looking at. We think you're a little bit happy with the deleting of comments. So I want you to kind of just slow down a little. Like, I like that you're looking out for me, and I really appreciate that you're helping me. but we don't want to. I don't want to just. I don't want to ban comments because they're offensive. I like to let them marinate and see if they'll turn into something clever. We want to go easy on the free speech impediment. Somebody talks about my daughter. That's that's a line I don't like crossed, but I'm not dealing with your BS. It's like you're going crazy, and I gave you a little recognition, and you're riding the lightning. We're all friends. Bobby hates partial reps, and that's a problem. Well, I noticed with Bob when I don't know if Bob if you're in the chat, but I noticed when you latched onto that, it's like you were when Jeff Nippert. I went and watched the video you were talking about, and he kind of did go back on his word, and you kind of latched onto that as like a gotcha, bitch. Like I told you were wrong, and it's like, well, no, okay. Like, first of all, like there's way more to the discussion. Like, and when you're talking about studies about the human body and like hypertrophy and the decades and like for as long as we've all been competing, the amount of research that they have that's credible is minuscule. They pretty much don't. It's not what do you call it? It's not a settled science by any stretch. And we're constantly learning new things. I mean, even there was things that I was absolutely 100% certain of 5 years ago that I would not do in my program today. Uh, it's just like, okay, the way I look at it is you can't be ideological about it. You can't make it your identity, and you can't be so defined by something that you do that you allow it to become your personality to where you have to live in what is it when you try to believe two things at the same time? um Cognitive dissonance. Like that's a problem. You can't I mean, that's like the number one thing that holds people back from progressing is contempt prior to investigation, if that makes sense, which I've been guilty of plenty of times. Like Prophet will tell you I'm stubborn. He actually got mad at me one day. I remember I was Prophet when we were getting ready for the competition, not this last one but the one before that, and I was doing deadlifts. You'd actually got upset at me, and you sent me a video of a guy that was training, and you said, "Do you think you're as good as this lifter?" And he's like this elite level lifter that's amazing, and he trains the way you're wanting me to train. And you're like, you basically were telling me like, "What do you fuck? You don't know shit, motherfucker." I remember you got mad at me, and I was like, "Oh, okay, all right." So I could be stubborn too, we get set in our ways, and when you have something that's worked for you for so long, it's really hard to go against that. You know what I mean? And especially when you're taking a chance and you're switching something up that's netting you physical results, it's like that. It's really scary to change the way you're doing things. But I can say that there's none of the changes. I would not go back on a single one that I've made in the last year with working with you guys. I feel like I'm healthier. I'm in less pain. I'm more ambulatory. I have more range of motion. I can get my toes over my knees more. I can almost touch my butt when I'm doing ass to grass. I got more. I've had surgery on my knees, which prevent me from hitting squat depth, and you guys got me almost uh, like you guys are rebuilding me one little piece of cartilage at a time. Artificially flavored. Yeah. Do you take anything to look like that at that age? Yeah, I do. But here's the thing, Tony. I was natural up until the age of almost 46 years old. And while I'm way more shredded now, I had a pretty decent physique. Like I had guys that were saying that I was on steroids then and I wasn't. So you can get pretty close to this. Like I don't think this is that unreasonable. You guys might disagree with me. Putting a bag on your head into a truck. Dude, fuck off. What is your issue? Oh, I'm in the middle of an argument. My bad. Mike Denualt. Nobody thinks you are roids. I'm actually offended by that. JT Coin. How old is he? Well, I'm 50. I don't know how old you are, brother. Are you frozen up on me? He's being silent. I actually think he might be frozen. Oh, there he goes. Are you there? Hans might be having connection issues. Get him out. Oh, I hate to do that, Mike. He's a good friend of mine. I've been trying to do a split stream with him for a while now. And Mike, he's a really good resource if you're trying to get into shape. The guy knows his stuff. He's a really good lifter. Hopefully he'll join me again. Uh, you wish you were that fit. I'm 50. Well, JT, obviously I'm not natural, but I've been training as a power lifter for the better part of 11 years. And I stay a 220 weight class. So I've gotten really dialed in for this weight. Whereas, a lot of guys, like if you can optimally train the weight you're at without trying to put on a lot or having to take a lot off, if you consistently train over a period of a couple of years, you'll find it won't take you long to start liking what you see in the mirror. I don't know if see guys our age, a lot of us are beat up and we have injuries and we have a lot of barriers to being able to train. So one of the things I specialize in with my channel is trying to work around and improve that kind of thing. So if it's a physical therapy issue, you can always hit me up on Instagram and I could probably help you out. I'm not sell programs or anything. I'm just a dude lifting in his garage. Yeah, I weigh 220 pounds, Mike. Who's the guest? Hans. Hans Amuman, where are you, man? I guess you're having connection issues, brother. Uh, yes, he got his doctorate and graduated with Matt Wenning. Who did? I used to follow Matt Wenning quite a bit. He's one of those guys where I kind of like in the recent years, I don't really. I used to think Matt Wenning's word was God. Like he was one of those guys I followed everything the guy said, but I don't agree with some of the stuff he espouses. Dakota Matthews, good evening, sir. Just wondering if I could take a quick peek at your scruffy push. That'll cost you. Uh, what's the workout? I'm not sure. I was trying to do a split stream with Hans, and it's for whatever reason. Uh, oh, here we go. Add. This message was held for review. Let's get that. Okay, Sal. I'm not even talking to you, fucking retard. Okay. Landon, what's up, man? Got Simon. Hello, brother. Hans is back. Sal is wild. Yeah, Sal's just tipping. But we like everybody on this channel. I figured I'd do some
Positivity 2025.
Well, Hans is getting his. We're having technical difficulties. Are you back?
I'm back.
Is there anything specifically you wanted to talk about? I was kind of hoping.
No,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just come for the hang, pretty much,
I'm a little bummed out that the guys that were in your chat haven't joined us because I'm giving them an open forum to say whatever they want to me in front of a live audience. and they're not here, and it bums me out.
Yep.
How many pounds
They
is
talk
that?
behind the block button.
Landon. Oh, I don't have any weight on the bar yet. Is anyone here on my side? The dude is chasing me with a screwdriver. So, absent, I've been trying to ignore you two. Like I was letting you two handle it. But I'm not on either of your sides. I consider you both friends. Danny's in the house. What's up?
What's
Danny
up,
Wolf,
Danny boy?
strongman. Competitive strongman, Danny Wolf. No ex a jarhead like me. Well, he's actually more of a jarhead than I am because he still throws a ruck on and goes running in the mountains. But regardless of who would be able to kick whose ass, it doesn't necessarily mean you're right in an argument. Like, if I told you the sky was green and you said, well, sir, it's blue, and I said, screw you, and I beat you unrecognizable, does that make the sky green or blue? I mean, I won, so obviously it's green, right? I'm just saying. I'm suggesting that our ability to beat the crap out of each other is not necessarily a litmus test for who's got factual information. Stop the tape. No one will drop anyone. Talk is cheap and also gay. Yeah, but we do have some crazy people around here, and they've been known to like make road trips. You know what I mean? You gotta watch out for some of these boys. Uh, sober for life. Let's see. Yeah, no one wins a fight. You're both losing, mate. So, Simon, I'm a firm believer in like mutual combat. Like, I think it's totally awesome if two guys throw some gloves on, get in the ring, do what they got to do. Go buy them each other a beer afterwards, become good friends, maybe hug and kiss a little. I don't know. See where the night goes. But like, I'm firmly against any form of violence. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Like, I'm totally against violence. I'm totally against people just getting in fights in the streets or like assault or like anything that comes out of Wes Watson's mouth. What's the biggest lesson you learned in the Marines? JT Coin, never volunteer for anything. You know what? Honestly, okay, if I'm going to be real, what is the biggest lesson I learned in the Marine Corps? You can keep going well past the point where you think you can't. And sometimes it takes like a catastrophe, or you have to be put in a situation where you have no other choice but to keep going to learn that lesson. And that's kind of carried over into like how I train and everything else I do. But you don't need to join the service to learn that. Dude on the left is a sensitive Hulk. Hey, the dude on the right, you tell him to take that bear suit off and do like a, what is that, back pose? Hug and kiss and a little shirt to make sure no ditty right after. That's right, butter. I have a very serious question. Ailey, go for it. Horrible violent is different from barbaric violent. Yes, yeah. There's mutual combat. That's sport. That's fun. That's two men agreeing to solve their problems mutually. But like, I don't like infantile egomaniacs that think that they have to threaten each other to get their point across. And I'm a man, so like, there's something in our lizard monkey brains where our first thought whenever we are confronted and that fight or flight instinct kicks in and we get defensive, whether you espouse the words or not. Even me, who I get paid for conflict resolution, so I'm the guy at work that they bring in to break people up when they're arguing. Even I have the first thought of like, I'll fucking, like I might be sitting there like, I'm thinking, like, but I keep that locked up. That guy doesn't come out. Like, and this is we'll be sitting in a meeting, and it could be like my boss calling out our department's performance, you know, and I'm just like, what if I just put my thumbs in your eyeballs and just started choking you in front of everybody? But I'm just sitting there like, thanks, sir. I appreciate that. That's good feedback. You know, like, Nodak is a trained killer. I believe that. Uh, uh, see, why is everybody dogpiling on Jarl? What's going on, man? I thought we were all friends here. I'm gonna take Jarl's side. Nodak, you're a Marine. You're my brother. We're duty bound to each other. But what's up? Why are you guys dogpiling on my boy? Who's on the panel with you? Danny. That's Hans Amumin? How do you pronounce that? Okay, Hans. How do you pronounce your name? I think he's locked up. Damn it. Jarl is stolen valor. What do you mean, Middle East? I hope he comes back. Give me a moment. Give him a moment. Yeah, he's having technical difficulties. When I reset the stream earlier, I think he had mentioned that I'm gonna remove you. Don't do that. That your phone was overheating a little. Oh man, I got some really good footage yesterday. I trained at the new Muay Thai gym we're going to, and it was our first conditioning day. So we did like back timed bag drills. I thought I was gonna die. Logistics specialist. Let's see. See you later, Josh. Yo, just joined. Confused. Who's the guy on the right? It's supposed to be Hans Amumin, but he got he's having technical difficulties. Gen X Relay had a good question. What's the question, Relay? Or Relay? Get my mouse here. Ashley, okay. I don't see the question, sweetheart. Really, would you, or is it Ailey? So, what can you suggest to help us deal with PTSD? All right. So, post traumatic stress disorder, and I've done, a lot of training on this because a lot of us suffer from it. And you don't have to have been in the service to have PTSD. There's a lot of people that have never seen combat who have been in situations. So post traumatic stress disorder is like it's the combination of trauma with something that changes your worldview, meaning you are now different as a person. Your belief system has been shattered. You thought the world was this way before it happened, and now you see that it's this way. So it's the brain dealing with that, plus the trauma that happened. So the number one thing that they suggest for PTSD, unfortunately, is exposure therapy, which means you almost have to like face your fears. I'll give you an example. So something totally unrelated to the service in 2012, 11, I worked at a chlorine plant and we had an explosion, and I was caught in a chlorine cloud and it almost killed me. uh, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail, but it was I had I didn't know it at the time, but I had PTSD. So after I'd taken a month off of work to heal, I had to go ahead to a burn unit for my lungs, and it was a real bad recovery. Um, I had I was coping with it by drinking really heavily. When I returned to work, uh, every time air compressors would switch over, they'd make this like pow sound when the valve's switching. I'd freak out, or anytime somebody disconnect a valve from a rail car, psst, I would jump. I noticed I was jumpy, but I wasn't talking to anybody. I was just like, okay, keep it together. We're good to go. And what happened after a couple of weeks is I started drinking at work, and I found we have a shed that they repair valves in, and I was bringing beers with me in my bag, and I was drinking in the valve shed. One day my boss came in there and he found me and he's like, "What the hell are you doing? You know, you can be arrested for that because it's a chlorine plant. If like something happened and they found out I was drinking on shift, I could literally go to prison for negligence." So they made me go to rehab. But long story short, I eventually got another job in a chloralkali plant where I was the process control supervisor. So I was like Homer Simpson. I ran it from a control room, and I had to get over the fear. Like it was just terrifying. So I was afforded the opportunity to slowly expose myself to the industrial process over time. And luckily, the guys I was working with knew it happened to me and the other guys. And I was able to do that. And after a period of about 2 or 3 months, I was no longer afraid of it. And I just got over it. And then I relayed that experience to the veterans team I work with because I was doing groups of veterans for PTSD. And they were still developing the program. And it was they took what I had gone through and they incorporated it into the treatment that was here in Vegas, up at the Las Vegas Veterans Administration of the hospital. They have a mental health clinic, and so what they started doing is they started doing groups with people that had PTSD that were doing really well with it, and people that had just come back or either gotten back from overseas or were still struggling with it, or maybe had some domestic violence or rape or whatever is causing your PTSD. And we would do groups where we would allow the person to talk and get to the point where they couldn't handle it, and then maybe push them a little bit. And it was just like lifting weights. It was like each time we just pushed a little tiny bit more. And then, when you don't want to go too far and traumatize them even more, but over a period of time, exposing yourself to it, talking about it, meditating about it, just putting yourself in that environment as much as you possibly can, you will heal from it and you'll get over it. Maybe not 100%, but to the point where you can live a fairly normal life. I hope that makes sense. That's a pretty serious topic. Do. Let's see. Kajik. Who's Kajik? What do you think about where did the comment go? I just want to see what it was. Oh, what do you think about soldiers that slaughter innocent civilians and politicians that order their soldiers to do it? Oh, I don't know, Kojic. I totally am super happy when people commit war crimes and acts of atrocity. We all back that. Thanks for deleting that, moron. What do you think of abject evil? Now, he seems like one of those guys that, like, if somebody does something bad in an organization, that means everybody in that organization endorses that, and they're also evil. You know, that doesn't really express your ability to think for yourself. But all right, fast or slow light reps for tendon rehab. Mark, all right, tempo. Tempo, meaning slow, 1, 2, 3, and range of motion, stretch. Like your bench is here, you want to go here, here, here. You want to stretch. Slow tempo, stretch, explode. Over time, moderate weights allow yourself to work into that compromised position. Over time, you will get strong. And you do want it usually takes a higher rep range for your tendons, especially if you're somebody who's enhanced like myself. Muscle strength outpaces tendon strength. So you want to give particular care to tendons and ligaments so that you don't have injuries. Now, a good resource is the person in the stream, Prophet Fear. Definitely check his page out. He can help you with that. Very serious issue in America. Chickanini. Yeah, which one? Any advice on how to bulk? Ken? Well, I mean, I hate to say pedantic. Yeah, I got to eat more, but I mean, I'm not a big fan of dirty bulking, as they call it, which is just putting on as much weight as you can, as fast as you can, assuming you're training to go with it. I believe in a slight caloric excess so that you slowly gain weight over time, because otherwise you're going to put on a lot of fat. I mean, there's just no way to gain weight and not put fat on. I like you. You're a hidden master. Yeah. I hope Hans tries to come back. John Jones is the best fighter in the world. Active? I'm more of a fan of Mighty Mouse. I think he's a better fighter, but that's an argument to be had. Need advice? Thanks, man. I appreciate it, Ken. Are you still sick? Yeah, I got a head cold, man. I don't know if you can hear my voice. I'm like, I wasn't gonna train tonight, but him and I've been talking about doing a collaborative stream for a while now. So I told him I'd get online, but he's having technical difficulties. Uh, yeah, and so you're streaming later than normal. Yes, 100%. It's 9:43, and I do have to work tomorrow. I'm hoping Hans will come back. I'm gonna stick it out for him. What do you do to train forearms? EKM. I'll show you, brother. So first, real simple. First, you tie your shoes so you don't kill yourself. I'm gonna do every single pulling motion that I can up to the heaviest amount of weight that I can without the use of my thumbs. When I do pull-ups, I'm only going to use my fingers. That makes sense? When I do rows, I'm only going to use my fingers. You can also load up the barbell real heavy and do supinated without the thumbs, static holds. You just grip it so it doesn't roll out of your hands and hold it for as long as you can. Probably put like 315 on the bar or whatever's heavy for you. Those three things will see you working your forearms. I'm having problems breathing. What are you going to be doing in the Navy, EKM? Nodak asks. Hans is busy. Haley, but many people choose not to move past. So my wife's we're referring to the PTSD question. Yes, it's very difficult. That's why there's no time limit on recovery, and you only expose yourself to where you're comfortable. The number one thing with PTSD is it is absolutely crucial that you find someone that you can be 100% honest with, whether it's a therapist, a priest, somebody you served with, someone. So you got to be able to talk to someone about it. Someone that can help guide you through, because you essentially want to relive the trauma. That's what you're doing when you're exposing yourself to it, is you're reliving it. And most of us that have gone through some kind of PTSD, whether it's from sexual abuse or combat or whatever, pick a thing. We don't have the ability to relive it. It's too painful. So you have to bite off little tiny baby chunks. But it's like working out over time. as you get stronger, you can take bigger chunks of it to the point where, like the one thing that happened to me when I was a kid, uh, while it makes me uncomfortable to think about it, I can relive the whole thing in my head, and I can go, okay, it's over. It's done. I don't have to. That doesn't bother me anymore. To where before I would just shut it off. I wouldn't think about it. I'd just lock it away. And the problem with doing that is you can compartmentalize your feelings. You can shut them off, but they will manifest themselves in some other way that's unhealthy for you. For most people, it's anger, but it can be other things like emotional. Like you could have go into panic attacks or you just bad things, and it's very bad for your body as well. Logistics is different than you think. I think we're talking about jobs in the military. Some of the fans in Discord saw that video where you denounced Bobby, and now I'm confused. No, I don't. I don't take anything back on anything I've ever said, Prophet. Just because I've forgiven Bob and moved on doesn't mean I've forgotten. The thing is like we can be friends. We can have problems, and but that doesn't mean I'm not the kind of guy that harbors resentment. I'll let you back in my life to a point, but then once trust is broken, I got to see effort to, build that trust back up. But then, as far as like, dude, we can hang, we can be cool. Just understand, you know, I know that you know that I know. If you know what I know, you know what I know. What I want to know is why are you trying to start shit in my stream, brother? What's up? What did Bob do? He left me on the altar. It was my marriage day, and when I went up, I had my bouquet, and when I got to the priest, Bob was nowhere to be found. Snow shoveling for $30 an hour. Hey, almost down to 180, bro. Getting shredded. Hell yeah. Uh, let's see. Bobby has friends in the Discord who are watching this stream and want to simp for Bobby. Like Seeley. I don't know who that is. So what did Bob really do? Well, I didn't really want to. I don't want to call Bobby out on a public forum. I mean, we've had our disagreements, but Bob, if you're comfortable with me talking about it, I'll tell him. You know, NODAC, no munitions is strictly handled by GMs and MAs and AOs. Oh, you're talking about Navy jobs. So Worlds 2023, or was it 22? 23. IPL Worlds 2023, Oregon. I was training to compete. Bob and I were training together. And let's just say, see, I don't want to call you out, Bob. Bob, I'm going to let you tell him what happened. You guys can ask Bob. What do you think about Murph CrossFit game? I don't know anything about that. I'd have to, I don't really follow CrossFit. I'd have to look into it. That's Kajak. Okay. I'll just say it like this. Okay, I'll keep it really brief. So Bob was supposed to be there for me, and he didn't show up, and I lifted alone. That's a really, really very simplified version of it. But we've since we've rectified that. Now, if people are talking off stream behind our backs, they have to understand that I've also since moved on. Like, I don't really care about any of those little groups. Like, I have a channel, and my mission is to grow my audience. And it's like, I don't really give a shit about any of that stuff. So all of that's just off to the side. It's just not that important to me personally. Justin Saylor, what's up, Marine? Super 5, brother. So he left you. I thought he killed somebody. No, but after 3 years of training and I go to Oregon and he's supposed to be there in my corner and he doesn't show up because he's smoking weed. And then if you ask him his version of the story, he would say that, uh, well, he told some pretty wild shit. So I also thought he was lying about me behind my back, but we, what one thing he's done is he's cleaned himself up and he's made a considerable effort into getting straight, and I recognize that. I let him back in my life, and we have collaborated a little bit to test the waters just to see if things are tenable. Did you compete in lifting and he didn't show up? Yeah, biggest competition of my life. IPL, International Powerlifting League World Championships. And I still play silver. Ha. Perhaps Navy have better exercises. Oh, so you're talking about the change of the fitness standards, where they incorporated the deadlifts and stuff like that. I don't know much about it, I'll be honest with you. What's sober powerlifting? Bobby did not accommodate a guest, let alone his client and a friend. Yeah. Yeah, but Prophet, I didn't really I'm not trying to drag Bobby on a public forum, you know what I mean? Like, him and I had conversations, and if he's saying one thing to you guys and one thing to me, I don't know about it and I don't give a shit. So that's Alan and I were friends. Alan Masters Lifter, his the sober powerlifting guy. Um, he seems to have a little bit of a fragile ego because he needs somebody to recognize him as being the best or whatever. And he's a good lifter. He's a competent masters lifter for a guy his age. He's putting up good numbers. No, nothing there. But he got mad at me because I wasn't defending him against profit fear in my comments section. And I'm looking at him like, you're a grown man. You're older than me. And you need me to defend you in my comments section? Like, I'm not getting involved in that shit. That's between you guys. You handle your business. I'm not going to take sides. Like, look, Nodak and Absent Jarl have been squabbling for the last half hour, and they're my moderators. I'm not going to take sides. That's you guys don't need me to fight your battles for you. I hope you don't. Lonely Cookie, what's up? James, where do you live? Let's see, James. Powerlift while stoned and listening to Sabbath. Hey, there's worse things. Mike Tyson body. I can live with that. Oh yeah, Lonely Cookie. How you doing, brother? That's right. It took me a second. I'm like, wait a minute. I know you. Yes. How are you doing? You doing deadlifts? No, I was gonna do a little bit of squatting. I was hoping Hans would come back. I got on stream specifically to do a stream with him, but he was having technical issues. Do-do-do-do-do. Well, you want me to do combos, but I'm wearing squat shoes and I've got knee wraps on. I'm not really set up for that. I got the bag over here. Uh, I'd have to go change out of these. I guess you could do it. They're kind of slippery. They're not the safest thing to use on this flooring. I guess Hans ain't coming back. Can somebody message him and ask him if he's coming back or not? I'm Mike Tyson doing. Let's see. You need a guy I can help. I live, sir. I won't leave you behind. Yeah, well, I am looking for. I think I want to try to do nationals this year, and they're in Pittsburgh. But we saw. I talked to my wife briefly about it. How do you stream between work breaks if it's at your home garage? Well, I'm the area manager for Southwest Steel, and I work out of my truck for the most part. And we don't have a lot going on. I can usually work out of my garage as long as I have access to the internet. I just have to be available. My house is about 10 minutes from any one of our job sites, so I live centrally located. It would actually take me longer to get to a job site from the shop than it would from my garage. So when we're not busy, sometimes I'll come home and train. The guys usually go on lunch break right around 10 o'clock, and that's the second last part of the day. And as long as nobody calls me and says, hey, we need you over here, I don't really need to go anywhere. So I can usually extend uh, those streams. And I can't do that every day. That's just on when we're quiet. EKM, I can stream with you. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm gonna start doing streams with people. So all we got to do is get it. Obviously, I have to time it to where it works for everybody. Like right now, it's almost 10 o'clock. Uh, daughter's got school tomorrow. I got work. I can't push this too late. But I got online specifically for Hans, so I'm hoping he comes back. We could teach these kids about lifting. Hell yeah! Oh, Prophet, do you want to do a collaboration? You could you could be a coach, and I could be your monkey boy. I bet that would drive all the trolls that follow you absolutely batshit crazy. Bob, I'm open to streaming with you. Any one of you guys, any one of my moderators, I'm open to streaming with. We just got to find time. I'm in Hawaii. Okay. So you're in, let's see how many hours behind. Uh, yeah, Prophet, I would love to do a stream with you. I mean, like, I'm always asking you how to correct my lifts, anyways, so you could literally just do it live. JT, yeah, we go way back. Profit Fear live streaming, yeah. Is it worth it being a Marine? Financially, okay, Reactor Flight 47 asks, is it worth being a Marine? From a money standpoint, no. It's the smallest branch of the service. You have to either wait for someone to die or fucking retire to get promoted, which means the same amount of years in the Army is going to get promoted faster and you can make more money. Your broke ass after 4 years is lucky if you see E4. In the Army, you might get E6. That's a lot more money. So from that, no, it's not worth joining the Marines. But what's really awesome about the Marines is I loved it. I enjoyed. Okay, let me think about this. I had so many awesome memories, and I would absolutely do every bit of it again, just the way it happened. But anything with the service is going to be fond memories, and if you really think about it, followed by absolute misery. I'm thinking about the field days where you're stuck there and you can't go out for the weekend because some dipshit didn't clean his room properly and your whole unit's being punished. I'm talking about like all the forced fun days where you have to show up and like do like fun runs on the beach because the lieutenant colonel thought it would be fun to get the families together on Sunday when you'd rather be drinking with your friends, and all this stupid shit like missing gear where somebody loses NVG, so they put the whole battalion on lockdown and search every room, toss, just all the bullshit, the field days, the waking up at 0500 with hangovers and all the nonsense. waiting to get off work because you just want to go home, but for whatever reason, your gunnery sergeant wants to give you his life story, and you're just standing there in formation, and you just want to go home. There's so many days like that. Being volunteered for work details. Hey, asshole, you're gonna mow the lawn today. Oh, what's the lawn? That's the big grinder in front of the battalion headquarters. And here you get a push mower to do it with. Oh, thanks, Sarge. There's lots of that. But if you can tolerate all the bullshit, it also some of the best times of my entire life. I got to see the world. I got to travel to like 25 different countries. I experienced all these cultures. I got to do some really cool shit that you'll never be able to do anywhere else. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. I also suffered some of the worst injuries of my life. I'm still in pain from, and they pay me for them. And why the Marines? Okay, it's got the coolest uniform, hands down. You can't even argue with that. The dress blues, sorry, it just melts panties. If you can't get laid with dress blues on, you're not attractive. You're unfortunate, and I feel bad for you. I dropped the live link in the chat so other mothers can join if they want. I only got room for one. So what's up, Hans? What happened? No, I love the Marines. I'm still friends with all of them. We 511's got a group on Facebook. We all keep in touch. They come out to Vegas occasionally. Last time they came to Vegas, I actually hosted at our house, so my wife got to meet everybody. It was really really cool. Some of them are subscribers. They watch my channel. Just I love it. There's nothing about the Marine Corps I don't love. It's a huge part of my identity, and even though my wife said drop panties, hey, back in the day, babe, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, way before we met. Hey, man, you were doing the same thing on the other end. You told me you had a date for every day of the week too. My wife was one of the. She was the. I want to say this without sounding derogatory. The haircut girl. So on Sunday, all of us dumbasses that don't know how to cut our own hair, we'd have to get ready for Monday formation. So what does everybody do? They go out to Oceanside and they all slam the barber shops to get their hair done, so they don't get trouble in the morning. My wife's one of the girls that EKM lifts. Should I add him? I'll add him. So my wife is one of the hot chicks that ran the counter. I added you, brother. Uh, and of course, the barber shop she worked at would get like 1,000 times more business than the other barber shops because Marines are stupid. And we think that any girl that's nice to us and says hello is going to be our next wife. How you doing, brother? Introduce yourself
Good.
to the world. Here's your forum to
Hi,
introduce
I
you.
am. Say what?
This is your forum to introduce you to the world.
Oh,
Well, what's up? You joined the Navy? You're a bodybuilder? Tell us
yeah.
about
I'm
yourself.
I'm an amateur bodybuilder right now. I'm trying to turn pro in my next show, and I am joining the Navy. I enlisted already. I just have to wait to ship off basic training
Did you
as
go
a
to MEPS and
logistics
everything?
specialist. I'm going to MEPS literally next week.
Okay, so you know what day you're going?
Yeah, I'm going next week. When I'm flying in, I'm going to Oahu. That's where everything is. So I'm going to Oahu, um, and on Wednesday, and then I go to MEPS on Thursday, and then I leave the afternoon.
Have you taken the ASVAB and all that?
Yeah, I took it. I graduated from a program called Youth Challenge,
Okay.
and so I already had my diploma when I was 16. So that's why I have all this extra time for bodybuilding and stuff. So I took the ASVAB already 3 times.
Hold on, I'm going to answer Kajik's question here real quick. So he's asked, bro, what's the difference between Marines and Navy? Navies are the ones that like to lay there, and the Marines are the ones on top.
They
Does that make
they they
sense?
work together. Yeah.
So,
I
anyways, you
I
going
was
to MEPS? So
I
MEPS,
was even looking at the chat.
do you the whole? I'm sure your recruiters told you all about this, but MEPS is designed to eliminate you. Like they're trying to find a reason to disqualify you. So if you're going to do based on personal experience, if you're going to lie and say you've never ever smoked marijuana in your life, you need to 100% stick to that and don't change that story.
I've never done any. I've never done anything. I promise, 100%. Only thing I've taken is creatine.
Whatever lie you decide to tell, stick with it. That's all I'm saying.
Like
Because they'll,
literally, this next bodybuilding show I have on July 19th this year. It's called
yeah,
the K-Core Classic with the Federation OCB, and it's completely tested. And I don't know what they check for, so I'm just playing it safe and coming off everything except for creatine.
yeah. There's creatine. They don't test for that. And I know a lot of Marines that took steroids. I never did when I was in the service, but there was a lot of them that did, especially in the air wing. Um, that being said, you could still get if it's illegal, you can still get in trouble for it. Uh, and what are you going to be doing? What's your MOS? Do you know your MOS
Uh,
already?
my rate, in the Navy they call them rates, but it's gonna be logistics specialist.
Okay, so that okay, so that's supply. My sister was crypto, so that was communications. And then I actually, when I got out of the Marines, I did actually enlist in the Naval Reserve. I got medically separated though because I had some issues with I was still dealing with my knee injuries and my back problems. So I didn't really wind up doing anything, but I actually did. I was a gunner's mate second class, stationed on the USS Cable, which is in Miramar, and never served a day. Like I did not do anything. They just separated me. I got no remarks, not like nothing bad or good. They were just like, go in peace. And I got my VA disability rating up to 60%. And I could still actually, if I wanted to, well, I might be too old now, but when I was 46, they had sent me something. They were looking for people. They were so desperate for people that they sent me something at the age of 46 saying they were going to give me a bonus if I re-enlisted. And I was thinking, like, how fucking desperate would you have to be to dust my old ass off?
A lot of people a lot of how they're getting everyone right now that I've heard is the recruiters will try to get you into special forces, and then if you don't pass it, they just give you whatever job they damn want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That,
that's how they've always done it.
yeah. I've had a few friends pass classes of the program that I graduated from.
Side
They
ball.
they do that, and I was like, dude, that's gotta suck. So eventually I want to try and go SEALs or some type of special forces in the Navy. So I'm gonna establish, logistics first, and then if I don't make it, then I just go back to my regular rate. You know what I mean?
So Kagak, I don't know how you pronounce your name, Kagak. Is
Mm.
marijuana therapy good for PTSD? I joke around, but I don't smoke marijuana. I have no issues with it though. But I would imagine it would be. I would think that it would be. Uh, I don't know, man. When I joined, because I'm a little bit of a nerd, and when he told me about artillery, and he's like, "Okay, you could be a kick-ass combat grunt and kick doors in and be like the dude in the movies." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm listening." It's like, or hear me out. You could aim really big cannons and sit in a tent with a coffee maker and air conditioning. Tell me more. Like, so it's like, well, your GT score is high enough where you would be what we call a nerd.
What was your AFQT, if you don't mind me asking?
My what?
Your AFQT,
What's that AFQT?
Armed Forces qualifying test score. It's like the base score. Like you would score
Oh,
35 or something.
uh, I don't think I did particularly well on my ASVAB. I want to say I was in the 80s. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. But I scored really high on what's called a GT score. It was like a 125. So they said that for that specific skill set, I was off the charts, and that qualified me to do a bunch of nerd shit. One of them was field artillery, fire direction control. It would be like in the Navy, the guys that run like the Aegis systems or do gunnery for cannons, that kind of thing. Uh, the people that like launch missiles and rockets. Uh, I scored. B says I scored nearly a perfect score on ASVAB. Reactor Flight 47, a Marine, and Justin Gahey. It's nice to see. Jeez, they're saying you look like Justin Gahey. Or you look more like a Marine than I do.
But yeah, I literally just cut my hair yesterday.
Can
I cut
you
my own
join
hair, so like
in? Josh wants to join in. I don't really know how I would do that, Josh. I don't think I
I
can
mean,
add my.
you just have to go through the excuse me, you have to go through the signal and literally just tap the that link, and then you just hit join, and then you're literally in the live. All you have to wait for is for you to approve it.
Okay, so join. I don't know. But can you have more than one
Josh,
person?
JT, try and join. If not, I can leave and you can join, bro. It's all good. I don't. I feel like everyone should have a chance. That's the word I'm trying to look for.
Yeah, and if you want to do it that way, that's fine because I can't stay on all night long.
All right.
And I
So
let's see,
Josh,
recruiters.
just try to join, and if you can, I'll just get off, and you can get in, bro.
So we got who asked me a question? I scored nearly perfect on the ASVAB B. B, when I took the ASVAB, I was homeless. I was literally living outside. So when I went to the recruiter, I was desperate. They were like people say thank you for your service, and I'm like, bro, I was so happy. Like I remember when we went to boot camp, people were bitching and moaning about like the cots being uncomfortable and the food sucking, and I was just like, this is fucking great. I got sheets and everything. Like, yeah, this asshole's screaming at me all the time, but I can handle that.
Um, yeah, it's more of a lot of people think joining the military is more of a physical thing. It's more of mental, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I honestly boot camp like there was really nothing physical I had an issue with, but it was just you know what, it's the constant stress, like not being they deprive you of sleep. You do a lot of classes, and they'll take you from like a physical thing where you're like outside and you're working out and you're tired, and then they'll bring you in a classroom all sweaty, and the temperature of the classroom will be that to where you immediately start falling asleep. And then, if you do that, some drill instructor is going to slap you upside the head, and you're like,
Did they did they used to smoke you? That's what they called it when I went through my program. Yeah, smoke, right?
yeah, you don't fall asleep. Don't do it. But they make it impossible. I couldn't sit there. I'm just like, I remember like, so I was sitting there one day, like propping myself up, and I snapped my neck back, and I actually pulled something in my neck. And I remember the dude sitting next to me was laughing his ass off because he's just looking at me like, you motherfucker. So I'm just, I just shake my head and go. I remember they were doing this class on combat patrols,
They're all
and
spamming in the chat.
oh, they
They're
always
all
do.
putting. They're all no. They're giving like hashtag give Tippy a chance. Sure, dude. I'll get off so you can get in here. Uh, see you later, Gen X.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let's see. Oh, let me add him here. Add. All right. Well, I added you. Yeah, good chat. I do appreciate it. I don't know where he is, but I added him. All we are saying Oh, my flag fell in. Well, where is he? I hit add. We would like to let us stand, pour water on our heads to stay awake. Yeah, I do recall, like, we did have the option of standing in the back of the class, but like you don't want to do anything that's going to point you out to anybody. Road to rebuilding an old man. I was asked one time at a promotion board what would be a perfect MOS if I could have anything. And I said, basic training, then airborne school, then sapper school. The sergeant major shook his head. I do. I have a couple buddies who are sappers. Bro, you need to go to entertainment business. The world needs humorous laugh. I'm doing my best. Oh, so here's a funny story. We were just sitting in one of those classes, right? Just like this guy's going on and on about combat patrols, and I swear to God, this the FMJ or whatever this book he's reading out of must have been written in like World War II, because they said that you don't want to have partially filled canteens when you're on patrol. And I know the gear's different now. They don't have canteens like they issued us with the old LBVs. But the reason was a partially filled canteen if the enemy's close to you. Oh, no, no. I said something. Oh, God, I'm telling the wrong story. That's what it was. So, bayonet training. That's what it was. If you get a bayonet lodged in someone's rib cage, you can pull the trigger and shoot the rifle off of it. And I made the mistake of raising my hand. I'm like, yeah, sir. If you have bullets, why are you using a bayonet? he's just he's just looking at me like I'm like, uh-oh. I don't think I made a friend with that question. So people laughed and they got in trouble. But the canteen one was like, it was just so stupid because it's like, if the enemy can hear you, how fucking close are you to these guys? So Tippy, I okayed him. It said add or ignore. I hit add, and he never come on. So I don't know if he's got technical issues or what's going on. You think it's only a one-time use? Uh, well, see, I can remove the guest, and the stream will still be live. So, I support you to make Hollywood, make action comedies. I respect your talents. Thank you. So how about this, guys? If I remove them, can I add somebody else? Dang, it's not a condom, Bobby. One time use. Well, no, if it was only one time use, then EKM wouldn't have been able to join, right? Because first it was Hans and then he hopped on. So if Josh is still there, because JT doesn't appear to be in the chat either. How much gear do you take? Everything that's necessary, Vadim. How much gear do you take? There you go. I don't know. I want a list of all the medications you take, up to include Motrin and Tylenol, everything over the counter. I want to see what your diet looks like. And even if you could tell me all of your health markers, your cholesterol levels, your standing heart rate. I want to know like what your standing heart rate is, what your sitting blood pressure is normally. And if you can give me all of those health markers and they beat mine, I'll tell you everything I've ever taken. Because how much gear you take seems awfully condescending. And I don't like that. Night, Bobby. all we are singing. Oh, man. Yeah. Man, this cold is kicking my ass. Tell him he needs to hurry up, man. I can't stay on all night. Are you natty or not natty? No, I'm not natty. Not at all. Got any extra Olympic plates you can send me for $1 a pound? When I get asked how much I take, I tell them all of it. Yeah, I mean, like, there's nice ways to approach that subject. Like, Dylan asked me if I'm not natural. I'm actually offended when people think I am. Come on now. But just to be like, yo, Roy, dude. Like, no shit, moron. Like, Steven, thanks, brother. B is popping out. B buys LOL. Oh, damn. What's preventing you from getting on, JT? What's up? Y'all, I saw you hit 6K. Oh, did I? That's so cool. I can't believe 6,000 people at one point or another thought I was entertaining enough to subscribe to. It just blows me away. What should our big discussion be about next time? Well, I'll tell you what, Prophet, if you want to hop on right now, we can talk, and then we can set something up for real, like serious. I'll push the button just to say hi from Millhouse. Yeah, you just. Well, Christina deleted a message. That should be good. You use steroids. Do I? It says another. Hey, Showtime 2. Are you still in the chat? When you say you use steroids, right? What is your point? Can I get somebody's point? Like, what point are you trying to make when you tell me I use steroids? Like, is it a bad thing? Or like, I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear you opine on Western medicine. Does desktop allow for dual live? It should. Well, he says he's insecure. B. Yeah, but like, I don't understand. Like, when people tell me you're on steroids, what is your point? Like, I don't make a point. And I can say you have a face or you wear clothes. I don't know. You're ugly. You're an unfuckable hag. But what's your point? Can I join back? It's open. Showtime's wife's boyfriend gave him 15 minutes to go on YouTube while he dogs his wife. My wife's one of my moderators, and she's in the chat with us. And I'm very grateful she is. She's got this way of reading me. Like usually like I come like Wonder Woman, ding, ding, ding. And like I'll be laughing but she can tell like when some things are starting to bother me. I don't know if my eye twitches a little or something. Like so we have like a code word, like that way you like are using the bedroom. A safe word. What's up, baby? My natural steroids, lots of eggs. Yeah, we do. We consume a lot of eggs. Are you Sigma 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 boy from West Virginia? Been to West Virginia. My eye twitches from string coffees. My safe word is what the fuck? WTF. So you can't join back either? Well, I think I have to. Let's see, this message is held for review. What does that say? Got it. What's the message? You're gay, and you have a wife that is homeless, and you have be you gay, and you have a wife that is homeless. Yes. Ding ding ding. Tell him what he's want, Bob. How do you how do you diagram this sentence? You take a pencil and you sharpen it and you jam it in your ear. B is probably dogging his cat. That's probably on steroids. Badass cat though, right? Can Hans repost the link? Uh, yeah, ask him because I can do it on my phone, but then I have to close out of the live stream to open the app up. B, LMAO, think he's talking to me. I do too, but I don't know the references, so I'm just going with it. No coming back from that. Cagag, but eggs is expensive in my country and I can't afford to buy chicken eggs. Man, I really do feel for you. We are blessed because we actually have we have 20 beautiful chickens and we consider them to be family. 4 of them are roosters. Um, but yeah, so even here in America, my wife was telling me about this earlier today. I guess in Las Vegas, they're reporting either not being able to get eggs or they're like $10 for 12. And we literally have more than we can eat. Like if I ate all the eggs in this house, I'd wind up in the hospital. Can't give them away. Well, we can give them away, but we don't want to. I like to hard boil them. I snack on those. Lots of omelets, quiche, a fine quiche, if you will. Maybe we'll make some crepes. Yeah, it was really good streaming with you too, brother. I mean, I'm sad that you had to like nobody else can get on in your place. Bird flu is kicking in. Is that so? That's one thing we're gonna have to watch out for because we just bought 2 new hens. Those cute little silkies. They don't even look like chickens. They look like Khabib Nurmagomedov with the little hat, and they hop around. They're just so fun. I can't. I'm a grown ass man, 55-year-old badass powerlifter, and watching these cute little chickens. Like, like there's their little garden gnomes running around. Uh, what point was I going for? Oh well, we just bought those 2, so I'd imagine like you want to be careful buying new chickens at this time because you don't know where those flocks came from or who did where they came, who delivered what to where. I know when they do have bird flu issues, they'll go through and just kill these flocks by the thousands. But a lot of that's like industry farming where they have them all, and like Tyson Chicken Ranch where they have literally 20,000 to 1 million chickens on property. You eat all eggs in your town. We eat a lot of eggs, not all eggs, but a lot. Khabib. Yeah. Dude, if my daughter was awake, I'd have her bring one in so you could see. They're called silkies. Look it up on the internet. Silk, just like it's spelled, silkies. And they have the little hats. They got a little hat on their head. Why don't you stream on Instagram and YouTube? I don't know much about streaming. This is actually pretty new for me still. Khabib looks like if Wolverine looked like a Wolverine. Extra sauce. I like making sunny side up. Hell yeah. Uh, my friend said he's gonna call Brian on you. I don't know why though. I don't know who Brian is, Dylan. But okay. Next time, have them fight each other. I eat 100 eggs a week. Fly Fisher. Let the roosters get a hold of them hens, and you'll have some new ones. My neighbors have some silkies. and they're so soft, smaller than I thought. Yeah. So funny you say that because we brought the two hens home, and we have one rooster. His name is Pumpkin, and he's a little bit of a bitch. He got raised by himself, and he's scared of everything, and he didn't even know he's a rooster. We brought him up front because he was poking his head, and I was like, come on up here. So we put him up front with the Silkies, and he went in there and made a nest for the rooster did, and then they started following him around. Like, I'm like, oh, look, best friends. So now you got the rooster that was scared of everybody, and the two little hens that are brand new, and they've already done their thing. So I expect some fertilized eggs here. And I was like playing the romantic music in the background, but my body is telling me, yeah. Like the two other roosters came up to the gate. We wouldn't let them in, and they were screaming at him. Let me in, motherfucker. Like, no, you got your own hens, bro. My friend Dylan is calling me M and told me that he's about to call a O Block member on, and his name is Bloodhound. My friend Dylan is calling me M and told me. I'm not sure what that means, Showtime. An absolute clown. Dylan. Same name, that's wild. Yeah, who's the clown? Who are we referring? Like, I know I'm a clown, so that's nothing new. But who are we talking about? Honk honk buddy era. I don't think he knows what that means either. Who is the clown? Who's calling who on who? Who's Brian? Why should I care? O Block, what the fuck is a prison wing? Okay, got that. So we got O Block. So boy from O Block. Basically, he's gonna call O Block member on me personally. Is he calling an O Block member on me? Because I'd love that shit. I need to introduce you to my VR60 semi-automatic boomstick. I like to call it my my bolter. Hope he likes number 4 buckshot coming at him with a 20-round magazine. I'm pretty sure I could take the entire O Block out with one. Well, you have to get past my wife Spinelli though first. Or would you use the lever action, sweetheart? Yeah, right. Yeah, we got a group too. I will take the most untrained, disassociated group of jarheads before I took any prison gang at any time, any day of the week. You know why? Because I know for a fact at least the Marines can hit a target. Bro, maybe we could be a farmer before doing weight trainings. Well, we kind of try to do both around here. H&K, hell yeah. Oh yeah, your little yep. I just notice on the whenever I read reports about drive-by shootings, they seem to hit everything but the target they intended to kill. Wireless hole punch. Would you take a dill pickle to the sphincter? Al Sanchez. If you give me a good enough reason, I'll do anything. O Block's his target, but mostly Walmart. I guess I'm just trying to figure out who's threatening who and for what reason. Hey, show behave. He's a dirty Sanchez. Oh, that's rough. Maranatha, anathema. Maranatha, anathema. I like that name. O Block hits target, but mostly Walmart. uh, no, I know they're trolling. I just don't understand who they're talking about. I'm trying to piece together the troll. Like, what? Why is this funny? What do I need to be laughing at? I'm confused. I'm missing context. I got cross rifles to prove it. Spent some time as a designated marksman. Nice, dude. I was a primary marksmanship instructor. Uh, Good Lord, man, I'm so stuffed up. So you were designated marksman. Did you? So you guys got the M4s. I had an M16A2 service rifle with a 203 on it. How I got the grenadier vest, I don't know. But in artillery, they hand out equipment as if we're organized into infantry squads. But we're not, because the FDC's got 7 dudes. Forward observers have, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Com has like 15. The motor T's got 40. The gun line, that's 7 Marines each, although with the 777s, I think that went down to like 4 or 5. But whatever. They're very disorganized numbers of units. So as opposed to an infantry company where squad's got 4 members and platoon, but whatever. But they still organize us when they hand out and issue gear as if we were in infantry squads. So I got the grenadier vest, and I'm like, what do I do with this? They gave me a starlight scope, and I was like, what the fuck is this thing? I never opened it. I brought it with me. I had to drag this stupid fucking starlight scope with me every time we went out to the field. I never once used the goddamn thing, and I still to this day have no idea what it was even for. Because when I asked the armor, why am I being issued this? He says, because according to this, you're supposed to have it. I'm like, oh, okay. You're responsible for it. Don't break it. A starlight scope, like the one they used in Vietnam. That's when I first went in. Obviously, we've upgraded our equipment since then. Carolyn, hey bro, I'm late face. Served excuse me. I'm stuffed up. You guys, my nose is just fucking running. Early Desert, FN Shield 1-5, Engineers 1-3, just a shooter's badge. No biggie. Yes, but Carolyn, the point I was trying to make, forgive me, is that you still can hit a target. Whereas, like, I was basically poking fun at gang members or prison people that act like they're tough because they spent time in the clink versus a bunch of trained Marines. And I said I would take a squad of untrained Marines that have no association with each other. I don't know what your MOS is. I don't know how long you served. I don't know how long you've been in. And I would still take you over in a gang that's been affiliated and working together, because I know that I can throw you a rifle and you can at least hit a target without expending all of your ammunition. And if I tell you a basic fire team formation, chances are you're going to know what I'm talking about. We're going to be able to get some tactics, like a 2x2 cover formation, that kind of thing. I showed up in Iraq with the initial in 2003. Our unit still had M16s. We were mocked by other units that said we had muskets. Yeah. But okay, but their argument, and of course we didn't say that at the time because the M4s were really cool, especially with the ACOG sights. The M16s actually had better range. The longer barrel, you had more muzzle velocity. So it's like, okay, yeah, but I don't know. There was some good. There was the trade-offs were definitely worth it because most of the firefights were happening within 300 meters. Is basically the studies they did. So the range that you would need to put around at 500 meters was largely unneeded, and that role got filled by the designated marksman. And Nodek, I have some questions for you because I don't know much about that position because they didn't have the designated marksman uh in artillery. They had guys that, well, that's not true. It's different though. It's different than infantry. Carolina's using an account from someone else. I remember you. Still a Marine though. Hey, Semper Fi, regardless. Did my 4 trained regular boots, Marines can get over any freaking gang BS, right? Especially if you know they're coming. Well, they're gonna show up with their little Caltex or their fucking Hey, Showtime, thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Are there any 100 years Marines that's jacked? Probably not. Most of them have given up and just settled into just collecting pensions. You can't shoot guns in jail. B, I was tired of blowing my nose between lifts. Afrin is still a game changer, better than salts. Stan M. On my daughter's account. ACOG was issued after 05. Yeah, were they? So, what were those sites that were showing up in 2003? Well, we didn't get them. I didn't have an artillery. I just saw the other units had them. If they weren't ACOGs, what were they? Because we started seeing optics on M4s as early as I want to say 2001. And we didn't get like artillery's the last get anything. We still had fucking flak jackets, which makes sense because if you're gonna, if they get incoming fire from another unit, it's probably gonna be artillery, and a flak jacket's what you really want, anyways. Review to be held at Seattle. B, I'm going to bed, but looking forward to seeing you, Dagestan. Trying to remember and see like LPOP. Train to remember and see like an LPOP. What World War II veteran weightlifting training exercise? I think they just pick up like transmissions and rear ends and move them around. Do you hear the story of those Army Rangers in California? No, what are we talking about? Like I said 10 times, I would help with your competition since dude left you behind. Well, Justin, I hope you stick around because I'm going to be starting competition training here very seriously. So for the next 6 weeks, we're going to be doing what's called the Candido 6-week strength program. And the Khabib chickens, hell yeah. They were having a kegger party. Some child started some shit. They tried to pull a drive-by and got lit up by the Rangers. Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. That happened in the 80s. It was a Ranger who bought a house in the middle of like Compton. And he was getting into it with his neighbors, so to speak. They actually did a show about that. I was watching a video presentation about that. And they told him they were going to come get him. So he called some of his buddies up and they basically turned his house into a fucking forward operating position. I could help in some way, not a sissy. I'm a strong guy. Work out almost every day. Yeah, so I kind of lift by committee, if you will. Like for the last 3 or 4 years, I've literally used YouTube as my training partner. And I have a program, and I have people specifically that I go to, especially for like, when it's getting serious. But a lot of what I do is just like trying things out that you guys throw at me. I'm going to bed, but looking for, that I already, why did the comments? All right. Anyways, close that. Yes. Oh, bringing horse meat growth hormones. They got served. Who is your plug? Bala Master Flex. Not sure how to answer that. Justin Sailors, Americans should live in the USA wherever we please. Absolutely. World War I and World War II veteran, men in trainings with badass war actions. They were just different. Grandpa was a different man, let me tell you. They didn't have bodybuilders. They had Jack Dempsey. They had guys like Rocky Marciano. The old Susie Q. Whap. Bare knuckle boxing. Those guys, they were just a different breed. They were a different breed. They used to be encouraged to go out and get in a fight after work. You didn't come home without scrapes and whatever. You didn't have a good night out in town. Nowadays, you get arrested for that kind of thing. Everybody wants to shoot each other and commit like acts of violence over minor offenses. Nobody's got a sense of humor anymore. We all need to collectively lighten the fuck up. You know what I'm saying, boys? This is the kind of manliness I want to bring back. It's not about how big you are or what you wear, or whether you have earrings or if you wear tights or if you have a fucking biker jacket with studs hanging out or you have face tattoos or you think you're a badass. It's about acting like a fucking calm, assertive gentleman, standing up for people that can't stand up for themselves, not taking any bullshit from anybody, and being yourself. Lighten the fuck up. Nobody's that serious. Strongman, Carnival Sideshow, the Man of Circus Strongman was pretty impressive. Hell yeah. You got the mustache, you know, you know, this was a proper fighting stance back in the day. You roll your cuffs up. Damn right, sir. Check out my newest video. I'll check it out after I get off the stream. Gentlemen, it is 10:47. I need to get to bed. Here's what I'm going to do. I got 225 pounds on the bar. I'm going to do one set, and then I'm going to get out of here. I did not lift at all. I have done no work tonight. And the only reason why I got online was to live stream with Hans, and he was having technical difficulty. So I didn't even get to do that. But it's been entertaining, and I've had a lot of fun, and I'm really glad I did. Plus, you guys helped me get over 6,000 subscribers, which I really appreciate. I don't know why it matters. Weightlifters like even numbers. Why is it bad to have a 395-pound bench, but awesome to have a 405? Because it's 4 plates. Why does it matter? I don't know. I don't even want to do this shit. I feel like I gotta do something. I'll do profit for your split squats. Woo. That's how you make 225 pounds heavy. Holy shit. I can't breathe. I probably shouldn't be training anyways. I really feel like I can't even breathe. No, I'll do another legs day like tomorrow or Thursday. Man, I'm really having a problem breathing, guys. I wonder if I'm getting bronchitis or something. No, I like can't breathe. Holy shit. I'm really congested. I'm watching a man die in live stream. Hell yeah. I doubt it's COVID. I got a head cold. Well, babe, I guess I'm gonna have to break the breathing treatment thing out. Yeah, that was bad. Like I feel like my lungs were filled to capacity and I just wasn't getting air. Your respiratory's in the productive phase. It's spewing out the mucus. It always makes it hard to breathe. Guillermo, greetings, brother. Yeah. Usually I have more interesting streams. Like I'll hit the heavy bag, or I got a training video from the Muay Thai gym yesterday. We had a really, really awesome training session. No, I'm just dying. I'm dying, babe.
I got it out.
Okay. My wife's got we got one of those breathing masks. What do you call it?
It's a new treatment?
Some sort of steamy thing. I always feel that sensory relief when I'm recovering. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Let me get it set up, but you tell us to sleep in that bed. So you
I'm not gonna drag her out, but it just makes it really well. All right, guys, I'm gonna go take care of myself. I love you guys. Thanks for joining me tonight. I had a really good time tonight. I'm sorry I'm sick. Sorry I'm under the weather. Nebulizer. Thank you, Nebulizer. All right, guys. I'm going to go. Oh, man, that was brutal.